guys, I've got a fun little activity planned for us today. So here is my paper. I would say for today, it's good to have a pencil for this one, or something that can do shading, something that can go dark and light. So that could be colored pencils, that could be a regular pencil, even crayons can do shading from dark to light. So I'm going to have some colored pencils. I'm going to have a pencil today. So, let me just see what space I have here. Alright. This isn't the camera I'm used to using, so I gotta make sure I'm drawing in this space. And you can see what I'm doing. I'm just marking out my space. Okay. So, this is kind of a fun little idea for a drawing. What we're going to do is we're going to make different planets, and each planet is going to have all kinds of cool, wacky stuff going on. I'll show you what I mean. Opening this window here so we get a little more light on the artwork. Okay. So, each planet we're going to do some shading on there, and then we're going to add things around the outside using our imagination. Alright? So, we'll start with a circle. It's not a perfect circle, but that's okay. I'm not a perfect person, so that's great. That's exactly the kind of circle I'm going to be making. So, we want to shade our planets from dark to light. Alright, we're going to make it look like a round planet. So, I'm going to start with just a pencil for this one. And you kind of shade it in a C shape. See? So, think about the moon, right? The moon has that crescent shape that happens, and that's kind of the same kind of idea. So I'm shading in the C shape, and as I go out toward right here is the light spot, I'm getting lighter and lighter. At a certain point I kind of turn it into a circle and like just get, I'm barely touching it, right? It's just getting lighter and lighter. And I can go back on the dark parts and make the dark parts a little darker, and try to just smooth it out a little bit so it's going from dark to light, okay? In all of our planets, we want to have the light side on the same side and then the dark side on the same side. So one way you can do it, you can shade your planet with pencil and then you can add a color, right? That's a cool idea. You can color right over that, and it's still going to have the shading. You can still even do shading with the other pencil. You can, add to that dark spot, and then you can still get lighter as you go out. I'm shading in that kind of circular motion, coming over to here. And now my planet's getting an interesting texture. Now with this camera, unfortunately, this kind of just looks gray. So that's cool, but yeah, I'm using a blue pencil to cover over it. You can see it a little bit. So my planet has that, we call that value when it goes from dark to light. When it's dark to light is called value, and then when it looks 3D, see how it kind of looks round now? That's called form. Alright? Now I'm going to make 3 planets here, and then I'm going to add my stuff to them. I'm going to start to get really fun and creative. I'm going to do really big monster planet over here. This is the big main planet. And then maybe I'll do like a small planet here. And you can do more, you can even add moons. Maybe I'll add a moon to one of these. For this one, I'm gonna just shade with color. So same idea, where I'm shading in the C shape, and you'll notice my dark side is on the same side as this one, because we're imagining there's like a sun or a light source over here that's shining on them that causes that. So I'm shading my C shape, and as I get up to this corner, I'm getting lighter and lighter until I'm just barely touching the paper and leave some white. See that? And then I like to layer in extra colors. Like I'll layer in some purple with this. I'll just take a purple colored pencil and go right in there. Okay. Color layering mixed with the shading with the value is a really good way to go. And you can even add textures, like maybe this one has lots of craters on it, so I'll add all these different sized circles, big ones and small ones, and that'll give it sort of a fun texture. That's cool. If you have crayons, like you can use the side of the crayon to make a texture, or crayons just kind of have their own texture as well. Alright, and then this one, I'm going to make this like a green planet. That's fun. So I start with a darker green over here. Same idea, kind of doing that C-shaped shading kind of thing. And yeah, right now we're just making the planets, just doing the shading and making the planets. But this is going to get real wild and creative pretty soon here. After we kind of set this fun foundation for it, we're going to let our imaginations go kind of wild and then add lots of cool stuff to it. So, darker getting lighter as I get over here. I'm going to go back and smooth out some parts that look a little scratchy. Okay, is that, and then I'll add like a lighter green in there. I'm going to add some clouds to this planet though. I'm going to do this one a little different. So I like to, with green, I like to take blue and use blue for the shadow. Like even if I'm making grass or like a mountain with green trees on it, I throw that blue into the shadow and it does not even look blue. It just looks like a green shadow. Colors are kind of interesting and magical like that. So blue is a good thing for shadow. But I'm going to make some clouds too. So like I'll just kind of use this blue to make some darker parts that look like clouds. It's going to be nice and smoky, cloudy planet. There we go. Adding some clouds going that way. And then maybe I'll use like this darker green to go over the light part and look like clouds. Cloudy planets. Interesting. So you can do, there's a lot you can do with these planets. Clouds and things like that. Alright. There's my planet. I want to do one more. I want to give this planet its own moon, just because. And I think maybe this one will just be black and gray. So I'll just use my pencil to do a real quick kind of shading here. And you can always erase if you use a pencil. You can erase some to bring it back. Right? If you've shaded it too dark, you want to bring the light back in, you can erase. Alright, so I've got my planets and they have shading, they have a light source. Now is when we're going to get really creative and have fun with this and add wacky stuff around these planets. Alright, now I'm going to see if I can flip my screen here. Whoa! Whoa! I like it. Whoa, that's fun. Okay, sorry, I'm having too much fun here. So now I've flipped it, and this is what it looks like to me. So I was actually drawing upside down before. So we're going to add stuff to these planets. I'm going to say, and this can get kind of wacky and fun. It doesn't have to be super realistic. In fact, I got to sharpen my pencil first before I do this. Just a minute. Alright. Okay, so this planet, I'm feeling like this planet has a city. So I'm going to draw buildings, and they're going to be really tall, right? And they're going to go all around the planet. So I'm doing like a miniature city design here. I know a lot of us, like especially 4th graders, did a city design project. So, and some other classes have done like architecture, designing buildings. So this is kind of a good way to put that stuff to the test and just kind of quickly make some fun little buildings or something. I don't know. This one I think is going to be sort of a more futuristic type city. And to be honest, I'm just making shapes. Like, I'm not even thinking that much. Like some pointy shapes that go together, some tall shapes, some antenna that go on top, maybe we add some windows. Like, you don't even have to think that much to make it look like a city, right? I could add a little road going down this way with like some cool flying cars. They look kind of like bumper cars. That's fun. And then maybe over here there's like a factory, like a power plant that kind of drills into the planet. They've got a big hole here that they drill into. And then we can add some extra details on the factory. Maybe some smokestacks. There's smoke's going out into space. Maybe we'll have a different planet that's doing something about that. We'll figure it out. But I feel like that smoke in that factory is giving me an opportunity to be like, well, then I could put something over here that's like helping clean up the smoke, right? So it's giving me ideas on how to proceed. Add some more buildings, just kind of some generic tall buildings. This will be their tallest one. Yeah, just fun different shapes for buildings. This is like a crazy busy city planet. And I could draw roads. Yeah, that's what I'll do. For this front side, I'm going to draw all these roads going across. And that's like the texture of the planet, is that it's covered in these roads. Just roads everywhere, and then huge, crazy tall buildings. And, you know, if I have some extra time. Anyway, if I have some extra time, then I can go in and color these. No, I'm just kidding. It's fine if your voice cracks. It happens to all of us. I used to feel embarrassed about it when I was younger, but now that I'm older, it's like, you know what? We got bigger things to worry about than voices cracking. Let's let that slide. Let's be kind to each other. Okay, and be kind to ourselves, right? When things like that happen. Alright, so that planet got pretty crazy, didn't it? It's just this crazy city planet. But yeah, like I said, I'll probably go in and color those a little later if I have time. But I'm going to work on these other planets and see what else I can do. Alright, what are we going to do? This planet's going to have a really, this is going to be more of a cool planet. Like, this planet is all kind of busy city and, like, pollution. This planet is more like, you know what? They got a big, cool radio station. And they got the biggest radio tower in space. And it transmits awesome rock and roll music everywhere in space for all the aliens to jam out to in their spaceships. That's what kind of planet this is. It's pretty sweet. This is the radio station here. We'll give it like lots of different weird antennas. So like at this point, you know, if you're used to my art lessons, you probably know at this point, I don't expect you to be drawing this exact thing that I'm drawing. This is kind of just an example. Ideally, I would like you to kind of be inspired by this and then come up with your own ideas on what to do with your planets. But you know what? You have my permission. You can steal my ideas all you want. All right? It's okay if you want to take some of my ideas. But I would just say make it your own in some way, right? So they're transmitting their awesome rock and roll radio station. Oh, and you know what? They've got, I'm going to actually rotate this as I go up. They've even got a stage up here. I'll draw the curtains for the stage. And they've got like an actual alien rock and roll band playing on stage with their crazy alien instruments. I don't even know what these are. Alright, yeah, they got this crazy rock and roll band, and there's this whole crowd of aliens just jamming and rock and rolling in space. You can see the music notes, and this actually pipes the music right into the radio station, so the radio station is making a live broadcast of this little band here. Alright, and then I'll give them some cool lighting systems. This would be a fun part to color, the lighting. Nice, and we gotta have a little disco ball going on, a little party ball. That's fun. This is a fun planet. I like this one. Alright. But there's a problem going on. There's this pollution, and it's kind of creeping over a little bit. Hello. It's kind of creeping over a little bit over here, so this planet's going to have to do something about it. So, we'll have to come up with something for that. So maybe, you know, this planet might have a little place here, and that can be like a little thing where they can travel to their moon over here. That's fun. See, it's a little like a little tube or something go to the moon. Here's their little moon base, right? Okay, and then what they want to do is get to this planet here. So, maybe they'll have another one of those systems to get over to this planet. And I think my end goal here is to give them some way to deal with this pollution here, right? So here we go. They're going to have this crazy tube system. And it just kind of swirls and twirls. Don't get on here if you get motion sickness, because it's going to be a wild ride. And here I am drawing these noodles again. If you know my art, you know that there's always going to be these noodles. They kind of just find their way in. Yeah, so there, they've got a little moon base there that they can go to. And I'll draw like some people going through here like, so that you can know. Honestly, I don't know if anybody would be able to make sense of this drawing if they looked at it, but it makes sense to me, and it's fun to do. You know, we get a little practice with shading, and then we also get lots of imagination work here, which is important. Some technical drawing skills, and some creative, kind of fun, playful skills. It's all important. So this planet, what they do is they grow these trees. They grow these very special trees. I'm drawing the branches. You got these big, beautiful trees. And then the trees release these kind of seeds into space that they clean up the air. So when the smoke gets around it and they get into this little territory of the seeds, the smoke kind of just starts to dissipate and gets dissolved. Okay? And then on this planet, they've built a giant fan to blow the seeds this way. So that they get a good kind of spread down here, and then all that nasty smoke won't come near their beautiful rock and roll planet. Alright? Cool. This is a wacky drawing. I love it. I would really like to see how yours turns out, so feel free to send yours to me. I'm going to start coloring. And, yeah. I might keep my mic off for a little while, just so you can focus and work on your art. Alright everybody, we're almost done. You have about 3 more minutes left to work on your art, just to let you know. And I'll check in with you in just a few minutes. Okay, everybody. Well, I hope you had fun with this lesson. I know I did. Put my camera back up and then maybe. Oh, I'm upside down. Whoa! Okay. Whoa! Okay, I'm having too much fun with this. Alright. So here's what mine turned out like. Pretty crazy drawing. I like it. Especially if you kind of like were paying attention to what's going on and like you actually know what's going on with this drawing. It looks like some crazy nonsense, but it actually all makes sense. I bet yours are pretty cool too. So feel free to send those to me. Email them to me if you want. I'd love to see your artwork. So have a good day. And I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.